idea is that what I'm trying to say, sometimes they're going to ask you a question that's about something that you're not really familiar with. Okay? They will give you a question, like for example, if they give somebody this kind of question, describe a person that you met at a party and you enjoyed conversation with. Let's assume that I have never gone for a party where I met somebody new and I had a conversation with that person. And I'm to answer this question. I cannot tell the examiner I've never, had conversation with somebody in a party. I can't tell the examiner that. I have to answer the question. You have to find a way to answer the question. You hear my point now? So in that case, what will I do? I'm going to have to come up with a story. I'm going to have to generate a story. I need to creatively come up with a word, with a story. So remember that they will give us 1 minute, right? Ada, are you with me?
I'm with you, sir.
They will give us 1 minute to prepare. So look at it. I'm starting my timer now. Okay. So I want to use that 1 minute to prepare. Who was this person? Let me call the person's name Alex. Okay. Alex is a doctor, graduate of Unilag. Okay. Loves football. Let's call him Chelsea fan. All these things I'm creating them in my head. Oh. I don't know anybody called Alex. Oh. What topics did we discuss? What topics did we discuss? We talked about politics. We talked about food. We talked about parenting. We talked a little bit about football. We talked about Ukraine slash Russia. I've written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things here. How did I feel? How did I feel? Let me say maybe I felt happy, enlightened, challenged. I felt challenged about his views. Okay. So okay. My phone alarm is ringing already now. So 1 minute has expired. So now I'm going to use these points to what? To give my speech. Okay. So let me start my alarm now and then I'm going to start. All right, thank you very much, sir. So you want me to talk about a person that I met at a party that I enjoyed conversation with. So this is a very recent thing. I think 2 months ago, that was in June, June ending. I think it was the last Saturday in June. I went for a friend's birthday party. It was celebrating his 50th birthday party. And the arrangement at the reception venue was such that we had a table and there were 4 people sitting at the table. So I was sitting with 3 other people. And one of the guys that was with me on the table is a doctor. His name is Alex. I can't remember his last name now, but I remember his first name, Alex. He introduced himself as Alex. In the course of our conversation, I got to find out that he was a doctor, that he works as a doctor, medical doctor with Luth. So I would say I enjoyed my conversation with him because he had a very vast understanding of so many things. We talked about politics, we talked about food, we talked about parenting, raising children, we talked about food. He's a Chelsea fan, interestingly. And my wife happens to be a Chelsea fan, so I don't like football. So my wife happens to be a Chelsea fan, so my wife also engaged him a little bit about Chelsea matters. I was just looking at the two of them anyway. We talked about football, we talked about the Russia-Ukraine conflict also, and he said so many things. I had the opportunity to ask a lot of questions, particularly I asked him questions about food and how food affects health, the kinds of food that people can eat to deal with issues like constipation, issues like recurrent migraine and things like that. I would say I enjoyed the conversation. I felt happy about it. I was enlightened, and I would say his views really challenged me about learning new things. So my 2 minutes period is over. Can you see the way I talked about something that I fabricated the story from my head. I don't know anybody behind
Mm.
Alex. I don't know any, I just came up with everything. So these are things that you also need to prepare your mind to be able to do in case they give you this kind of unfamiliar question on the exam day. Hope you get my point, Ada.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So let me look for another question. Let me look for another part two question. Okay. So if it's a question that okay looks like it has never happened to you before, just try and see if you can adopt that same approach. But if it's something that you can handle, then try and handle it. Again, like I said, make sure you write something down. Okay. Make sure you write something down during that 1 minute period. So let me give you this one. Let me give you this one. Can you see the question on the screen? Why are you laughing?
Yes. Historical building.
Yes, historical building. You don't know any historical building. Eh? Do you know any historical building from Onitsha? So I will give you 1 minute to prepare. Okay? I've started timing you. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I've started timing you. So you have 1 minute. After 1 minute, I'll ask you to start talking. Okay. Time is up. Are you ready now? Hello, Ada. Can you hear me? Ah, Ada has disappeared though. Okay. Unmute yourself, Ada.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Are you ready now?
yes, I'm ready.
All right, you can start.
We have many here in the east of Anambra State. So one of them I would like to talk about is the Ibuku bronze house, the Ibuku Museum. They have bronzes there. It is now used for uh, tourism. People come there to look around and come there with their family to look around. Ah, I'm moving. I'm having cold feet, sir. I don't know.
You're having what?
I'm shaking.
You're shaking. This is not the real exam now. What will you not do on the real exam day? God, I beg you. So you're shaking. You are doing well now. You are doing well so far. So just go ahead. Just try and finish it up. Follow what? Did you write anything down? Did you write anything down?
Not too much.
Or it wasn't plenty. You wrote something down, but it wasn't plenty. You have done,
It was
you have
not that.
done, you have done well now. Even me, without me knowing anything about whatever it is you are saying, I can finish your answer for you by fabricating fake story. Should I do it for you? I'll fabricate
Yes, sir.
fake
Yes,
story.
sir.
Say, okay, all
I've
right.
not been there.
You've not been what?
I've not been there. It's just that from what I learned from when I was in secondary school in my fine arts.
It
I
doesn't
want to.
mean it doesn't mean now. It doesn't mean. That's why I said that earlier on that word. You must learn how to fabricate stories. You must learn how to fabricate stories. So look, for example, let me use what you have said to finish up this question in 2 minutes. Look at it now. Look at it. I always like by repeating the question. It helps you to buy time. You remember you have 2 minutes. It helps you to buy time. So look at it. Oh. All right, thank you very much, sir. So you want me to describe a historical building that I have gone to? About 2 months ago, my friend was celebrating her 40th birthday, and he invited me and some other friends to go to the Izuku Museum. That's located in the eastern part of Nigeria, specifically in Onitsha. That's in Abia State. So we went to the museum and we had the opportunity to look at so many things. So I'm going to talk, that's the building I would say that I've gone to. So, like I said, it's located in Onitsha, and it's a story building. It has 3 floors. So there's a ground floor where you have some bronze statues, very huge statues, and then the first floor we have different types of fabrics. Fabrics produced in different parts of the country. So you have those fabrics displayed. That's what you have in the second floor of the building. And then in the third floor of the building, that's where you have the game center where children can play games, children can drive. We have some small cars there. Different things that children can play with are located in the second floor. There's also a small restaurant in the second floor where you can eat and relax yourself. And then you have a space where you can also have meetings with people. So those are the different facilities that we have in the building. But the main historical part of the building is the ground floor where you have the bronze statues. And you have some people there that will be taking us around, and that we have some people there that took us around and introduced us to the different statues and gave us a short story of what the statue represents. So I learned a lot about the history of Eastern Nigeria, and I think I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed my time there. So that's it. My 2 minutes period has expired. Ada, did you
Mm.
get my point? I I, I
Yes,
just
sir.
I just fabricated story about a place that I don't know whether the place exists or not. I don't know whether the place exists or not. Somebody says
Existe.
it's because I'm a teacher. That's why I'm doing this. No, it's because I have practiced. The reason why it's easy for me to do what I just did now is that I have
Mm.
done a lot of practice. Okay. And I did not practice with AI. That takes me back to the question somebody was asking earlier on. I did not practice with the AI. I just go through them. Sometimes I will just carry the marker book and I will just look at the question there and I will just try and imagine myself in the exam hall with the examiner. And I will try and answer that question. I will record myself on my phone. Do you understand now? I will record my response on my phone and then I'm going to play the recording afterwards and listen to it and make corrections. For example, this thing I just did now, as I was talking, there are some mistakes I was making. So assuming I was doing a real practice, a typical practice, I would listen to that recording again and I would learn from my mistakes and I would use that to improve. But you see, I can't do IELTS speaking and get to a point where I won't be able to talk again. It cannot happen. Why? Because I've already learned how to what? Come up with stories. If it's something that
Mm.
I can answer, I'm familiar with, I will answer it easily. If it's something that I'm not familiar with, I'm going to fabricate a story and I'll deal with the issue. So either way,
Mm.
IELTS speaking cannot be a problem for me. It cannot be a problem. So, Ada, I want you to take up that challenge, okay? I'm going to share the marker book in the group. Everybody, all of you, all the others that are also listening, I'm going to share the marker book in the group. Download the book and begin to use it to what? Use it to improve yourself. Just go through the questions and try and practice with it. Okay? Record yourself, okay? And then listen to it after some days to check yourself, to make some corrections. If you can get a partner in the group to practice with, you can do the recording and send it to the partner. The person will listen to it. The person will send his own to you, listen to it, and then the two of you will give yourselves feedback. You learn from yourselves. You understand now? That's how you improve your word, improve your IELTS speaking skills. So don't get scared. Don't get afraid of any question. Don't let any question throw you off balance. No, any question can be dealt with. Every question can be dealt with. Hope you get my point, Ada.
Yes, sir.
All
I
right.
understand.
So, do you have any other question? Any questions so far? We need to round up now. Okay. So, if there is no other question, I think I'm going to wrap it up on that note. So, like I said, I'm going to share. Okay, I can see a question here. Somebody says, on the exam day, would the examiner give us this? Yes, now they will give you. I said it earlier on. They are going to show you the question. Okay, they will give you a paper this thing I shared with Ada on the screen. They will print it out on paper and they will give you. You understand now? They will print it out on paper and give it to you. If your if your speaking is by is by video, is either they will share it on the computer screen or they will print it out and give you. Either way, you are going to see all the questions. Everything that you saw that I showed that now, you will see something like that on the exam day. You get my point? So that's my answer to that question. So I'm going to share the marker book with you guys in the group so that you can use it to practice. I will also share some recordings on IELTS speaking so that you can learn some more about IELTS speaking. So thank you very much, everybody. It's been a wonderful time together, though it's been a long class, almost 2 hours. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time.